Have you ever spent hours on your hairstyle just for it to fall apart the next day? If you're experiencing frizz, puffiness, no hold, it may not even be a technique issue. It might just be your product selection. Your hairstyle's longevity starts way before you twist, braid, or curl your hair. It starts with the product that you're using, and using the right product will change the way that your hair lasts, the way that it has shine, and the way that it has hold. Today, we're talking all about the 5 products that you probably are not using, and if you are using, you possibly aren't using them correctly to make sure that your style is lasting. From my years of experience with owning a salon and serving clients from all different types of textures, lengths, and health within their hair, I found that the major issue is not just the technique and not just the health of the hair. The biggest one is knowing what products to use. So today, I'm here to support you and help you on the journey to making sure you choose the right products so your hair will actually last and not fall apart the next day, you know? So the 5 products you need, I'm gonna list in no order of importance, value, or how you apply it. I'm just gonna speak on these products and how you use them and how they can change the game for you. So number 1 is one of my favorite products, which is a styling foam. Number 2, a gel. 3, foam holding spray. 4, a serum. And 5, a heat protectant or a humidity resistant product. These 5 products are going to be a game changer for your hair actually lasting and giving you the shine, the movement, and the hold that you need to make sure you get your style more than 3 days, okay? So let's get into it. So a styling foam, which is my favorite, I wouldn't say favorite product if we're dealing with curly sets, if we're dealing with rod sets, if we're dealing with twist outs, if we're dealing with braid outs, if we're dealing with slick backs, is a styling foam. So I love a styling foam because it's lightweight and pliable, meaning that it's not going to weigh the hair down and make it frozen in time, but it is going to seal the strands and actually allow you to work it through like a detangler before you go ahead and do your styling. So I would say this is my favorite product for the girls who want their hair to move but still wants it to have hold and shine. Now I will say styling foams can range a lot in the level of hold and the level of softness. So I will say, depending on who you are, your porosity, and the actual feel that you like to have on your hair, it will vary on which styling foam you should use, because some are going to be crispy. So if you don't like to feel crispness on your hair, then you got to make sure you pick the right one. And some will be softer, and that's for the girls who wants their hair to just bounce and shake and feel like nothing's on it. But just know this product will do the most to make sure your hair is actually giving you the hold you want and also the movement. It's my go-to. And a special bonus for the styling foam, I like to apply this product on wet hair. To get the most hold, I will say use it when your hair is freshly washed after you use your leave-in and everything like that. Use your styling foam and work it through your hair, and I want it to look sudsy. When it's sudsy, that's how you know it's going to be saturated through all the strands and it's going to give you that consistent level of hold. So just make sure you don't skip the roots. You get from roots to ends and saturate your hair with styling foam before you do your twists, your wash and goes, your rod sets, your braid outs, and you will get a bomb hold that's unlike any other in movement that is always able to twist and turn wherever you go, okay? So let's move into the second product, and that is going to be gel. So gel gets a bad rap because I think a lot of people have used the wrong gel. So I like to always tend to alcohol-free gels because you're not going to get all the flaking and the dryness and the cast. When I say cast, I mean like white that you can actually see on the hair if you're using an alcohol-free gel. So my favorite that I really love is, I have a few favorites, but I'll just say I create Hold from Innocence. Love that gel. Organic Styling Gel from Influence. Love that gel. Sea Moss Curl Glaze. Love that gel. I have a few, and if you need more questions answered about them, just hit me up in the comments and I'll tell you more about them based off of what you need. But they're also available on my online shop, so that's a little plug if you need to buy it. But I will say gels are a great product because it gives you that firm hold. Nothing to me holds like a gel holds. So if you're that person who feels like your hair is always puffing out, your curls never last, then you more than likely should be using a gel. And I know a lot of you are afraid, and that's because you have trauma around using the wrong gel and that causing you to have flaking. And I will tell you, there are normally two main culprits of the reason why the gel you're using is flaking. Number one, you did not brush it through thoroughly, so it's creating clumps, and it's creating those clumps to dry in big like balls or buildup that makes it look white. Secondly, you're probably not mixing it with the right product. You know, oil and water don't mix, certain products don't go together. So you need to make sure when you're cocktailing your gel, it's with a product that actually emulsifies well with it or layers well with it, so you don't have to worry about the issue of seeing those white flakes. Me personally, when I'm doing my curly sets or twist outs, I like to put foam at the root and gel at the ends, because I don't want my roots as crunchy as I want my ends, because I want to make sure it lasts. Same thing if I'm doing like a twist out. But of course you can use gels to lay your edges if you're that girl. Just make sure you don't do it too much and clog your pores. But I will say gel is for that person who wants their hair to stay and last. A lot of times I know my clients will put gel on their hair and not touch it and allow the cast to break naturally and get softer and softer as the days go by. And when I say cast, if you want to know what that means, it's just the feeling of a firm hold on the hair. It's almost like a crisp outer layer. Think about the outside of a cake and how the top of the cake has a firmer, crispier top. That's how the top of our hair feels when you have the cast of the product. You don't have to see it, but you feel it on the hair. You should feel it, not see it. That is a great way to know your style is locked in. Your curls and your definition is going to stay. So I really promote a cast for anyone who wants longevity, just to make sure when you touch the hair, manipulate it, it doesn't lose all the hold that you created in your style. But yes, gels are my number 2 favorite product for hold and longevity. Number 3 product that I love for hold and longevity is a hairspray. So hairsprays, I will say, is one of those things that I don't think we use as much in the natural hair community, but we should. I like it when you're doing a press, but I also like it when your curls are out and you want them to stay up and have a certain level of lift. I'll use a hairspray to kind of create the hold of where I want it. If I'm doing a wash and go and the hair is just falling flat, or a twist out or whatever style and it's falling flat, I will go like this and put my head upside down and spray with hairspray and go like this, spray with hairspray and go like this, and then push it back, and there will be so much more lift. I probably messed up my hair, but there will be so much more lift in the style when you spray it and give it like the direction that you want it to flow. Hairspray is also good for flyaways. That is a major key. If you're someone who presses your hair and gets a lot of flyaways at the top, hairspray will be your best friend. It also works for laying edges without having the cakey buildup of an edge control. Hairspray is really great. It's buildable, so it doesn't have to be like tacky, like rock hard. It can be just a light mist of hairspray, but if you want firmer, of course you can spray more. Something similar to a hairspray that gives you hold is like a Spritz. We can say that's like a hairspray, but that definitely gives you more of a firmer feel and a glossier shine to your hold. So that is definitely an option for you, either a Spritz or a holding spray, depending on your need or your desire of a hold. But holding sprays are really a slept on product that I find that a lot of naturals don't use as much when their hair is in its natural state, but it could be a game changer for you to make sure that your style lasts and does not frizz up the next day. I'm not talking about like a got to be glued hairspray. I feel like people use those and they can overuse them sometimes when it comes to molding. I'm talking about a lighter weight hairspray. Influence Hair Care has a firm holding hairspray that I use that I love for pressing. I love it for any style that I just want to mist with a little bit of hold, especially around the ends. I'll spray it and kind of twirl my fingers around the ends, and it'll just give it a lot more of a shine and a finish to the end, so it doesn't look puffy but looks sealed at the bottom. So definitely do not sleep on the hairspray. If you're not using it, you need to start, okay? The next product that's really going to change the game for you when it comes to hold is using the right heat protectant. I know a lot of us are doing heat styling, some of us don't, but I will say a heat protectant is often a dual purpose. It's not only protecting the hair from the heat, but it's blocking the outside elements from penetrating the hair. So it's really important to use a heat protectant, especially if you're pressing the hair, to really create a barrier from the heat burning your hair, but also to seal the hair strands and lock in that shine and that hold of the hair being pressed or blow dried. I also love heat protectant if I'm doing a twisted style as well as the foundation, or I might use a little bit of like a heat protected pomade that I love called Thermoseal. I'll put that between my hands as I pull the hair apart, and it's creating a seal on the strands. So when I do take it down, it has that repellent of the moisture, or more so the humidity that comes in the air, so I can make sure, like, even if I'm out and about, the hair doesn't just grab all of the humidity in the air and the moisture in the air and just go poof. You need something to create that seal and that barrier of protection. So I highly recommend you use heat protectants if you're not, when you're doing your twist outs, to take that down, especially if you're sitting under heat. And if you're doing blow dries or pressing, that's a non-negotiable. You have to use a heat protectant to protect your hair, number one, but also to seal the strands and make sure that they are not porous and just wide open after you're putting all that heat onto the hair, because heat penetrates, it opens the hair up. So if your hair is being opened up and doesn't have anything to seal it back down, then the hair can get very dry, it can get very staticky, and it also can get very brittle and broken. And brittle, broken hair doesn't last in general because it's unhealthy. So really make sure that you guys, if you're not already, are using a really good heat protectant, and you'll notice a huge difference in the seal of your hair strands and ultimately the long lasting hold of your styles. And the last and certainly not least product that's going to give your hair that hold and longevity is a lightweight serum or an oil. I like to use this product, little goes a long way, but to seal the style. It is my topper, it is my finisher, and it is my protectant to make sure when I touch my hair, I don't cause it to get frizzy. A big thing I always tell my clients before they leave and when they're done and they're loving their hair is don't keep touching your hair. If you keep touching your hair, the moisture from your fingers can cause your hair to get frizzy, to get disturbed, and to revert. So I tell my clients who often get excited, who want to touch their hair after the style is done, is make sure you get some serum on your hands first, because if not, the moisture from your fingers is going to cause your hair to lose its luster. It's going to start to get frizzy and it start to get disturbed, and you want to make sure you have that seal of oil or a serum on your fingers before you touch it, so there's that barrier of protection. It's a seal to make sure you're not breaking the cast on the shine and the hold that these other products you put on your hair created for you. So really make sure that this is a product that you use and add to your regimen, especially in the morning before you touch it, and at night before you wrap it up. You want to get some on your hands before you place your hair. However you do it, whether you do it in scrunchies or you just put in a bonnet, you want that light oil or serum on your hands as you touch your hair, because you're creating a seal of shine and a seal to the hold of your product. So bonus tip, always layer your products from lightest hold to firmest hold. That is what I highly suggest from my professional opinion. It makes sure that the firmer hold product doesn't prevent your lighter hold product from being worked into the hair. That firmest hold product you want to use last, just to seal and lock everything in. And if you're going to be layering, just really make sure that those products that you layer go together. Another thing that is a major tip that we kind of talked about is when you can, apply your products to damp hair, and you'll find that you get a lot more of a penetration, and a little bit goes a long way, so you won't have to use as much product throughout your hair. I would like to take a moment to thank y'all for watching, and thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself and your hair journey. I know you're ready for styles that last you more than a day. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you share it with a friend that's also struggling with frizz, longevity, and their styles not lasting. Don't keep this to yourself. And if there's more information that you would like, if there's more insight that you just need when it comes to your natural hair journey, make sure you leave it in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, and I'm just so grateful for you. Again, I'm Haley of Lovely's Hair, and I'll see you on the next one.